basis now for writing AO2 writer's method. Now, I want us to consider then a structure to our paragraph. So we've got our little topic sentence or our thesis sentence, which is like an argument, introducing your reader to the point that you're going to be making about the question. Okay, so for instance, with Still I Rise, it's on strong emotions. So it could be, you know, another point about strong emotions using rhetorical questions. And then you're going to quote, and then you're going to analyse for the writer's method within that quote. You're going to say 2 or 3 clever things about the quotation. She uses a lot of questions, doesn't she? And how, link back, how that conveys a strong emotion. Now, let's think about Maupassant, the necklace. So if we're looking at things like material wealth, which is what we were looking at, we were saying that one way that Maupassant emphasises should we say, this skepticism towards material wealth. So to be skeptical means to be to question how happy material wealth actually makes you, because that's what he does, is he creates this contrast between Madame Loisel and Monsieur Loisel, her husband. So he creates this kind of character contrast, and that's the method that Maupassant uses. But I wouldn't use his name in my essay response. I would just say the writer uses sort of a character contrast to engage the reader. And I might decide to look at that quote where he talks about the terrine, the soup, okay? And Monsieur Loisel's very grateful, excited about this soup. And that's in great contrast to his wife, who seems to be quite miserable. And this soup, this terrine, I'm going to drill down on the terrine, the soup. I'm going to drill down on that word. And I'm going to try and say something clever about it and link it back to this idea of, you know, this skepticism towards material wealth. So what is a terrine? A terrine is a food. It's wholesome. Yeah, it's you know, unglamorous. It's homely. It's nutritious. It's you know, everything that the body needs, but it's not extravagant food. It's not you know, sorry, my battery's running out. It's not extravagant. So the fact that he's happy with this very kind of humble dish symbolises that without material wealth, and he is content, yes, and that he is does not need to have you know, these delicious foods that are expensive in order to make him happy. Yes, so I'm going to do my analysis, drill down on that word and really offer a clever interpretation, showing that I understand what a soup is. And it's a blend, isn't it? It's a blend, and let's face it, it's you know, it's just got one texture, there's nothing complex about a soup, okay? And it just indicates this kind of simplicity, this simple way of living is why Monsieur Loisel is content. And it could be that the writer is implying that that Monsieur Loisel is content, as I've just said, and that he is in contrast to Madame Loisel. Okay, so just think about when you're drilling down, saying something clever about the word. Yeah, don't just go for a basic, simple explanation of that word, that wow word, and why it's used. Try and say something clever and link it to the question that you're answering. Okay. So that's the end now of your question 1 tutorials. But anyway, it could be any one of those texts, so I hope you've revised them all.